Every organization needs to customize Fiori apps. The question is not whether you will enhance, but when. And this decision has consequences that last for years, through every upgrade, every support pack, every cloud migration. SAP provides a three-layer hierarchy for Fiori enhancements, each with increasing power and increasing risk. Configuration sits at the top, low effort, low risk, fully upgrade safe. Extensions sit in the middle, moderate effort, some risk, governed by stability contracts. Custom development sits at the bottom, full control, highest risk, and entirely your responsibility to maintain. In this session, you will learn when to use each layer and how to keep your enhancements sustainable. Let me frame this with a number. SAP reports that organizations with more than 50 custom developments spend an average of a third of their upgrade budget on custom code remediation. That is nearly a third of your upgrade cost going to fix things you built yourself. The enhancement hierarchy exists to minimize that burden. If you can achieve a requirement through configuration, you should never write a controller extension. If you can solve it with an extension, you should never build a custom app. This is not a philosophical preference. It is a discipline that directly impacts your total cost of ownership. The wrong choice today becomes a support ticket factory tomorrow. The configuration layer is the safest way to enhance a Fiori app. It includes three capabilities. First, a browser-based tool that lets you hide, rearrange, or rename fields on a standard Fiori app without writing code. Changes are stored as personalization variants that survive upgrades. Second, annotation extensions. You add CDS annotation files that modify the metadata of a Fiori Elements app. You can add columns, change labels, define value helps, and adjust filter bars entirely through annotations. Third, app variants. You create a copy of an existing app's configuration with different default filters, layouts, or navigation targets. App variants share the same underlying code but present a different user experience. All three approaches are fully upgrade safe because they operate on metadata, not source code. When configuration cannot meet your requirement, extensions are the next step. Controller extensions let you add logic to an existing Fiori app's lifecycle hooks, on init, before rendering, after navigation. You write your code in a separate file that the framework merges at runtime. Business add-ins, or baddies, let you inject back-end logic at predefined enhancement spots in the application's ABAP layer. Custom CDS views let you extend the data model by adding fields from related tables without modifying the original view. The critical concept here is the contract. SAP marks extension points with a contract level. 1 means stable across releases, 2 means stable within a release, 3 means no guarantee. Always check the contract level before building an extension. A level 3 extension point can change in the next support pack without notice. Sometimes, neither configuration nor extension can meet the requirement. That is when you build a custom app. You have two frameworks to choose from. Fiori Elements gives you a template-driven approach. You define your data model in CDS with annotations, and the framework generates the UI automatically. This is the recommended path for transactional and analytical apps because SAP maintains the UI rendering logic. Freestyle UI 5 gives you full control over every pixel. You build the view, the controller, and the routing from scratch. Use Freestyle only when Fiori Elements cannot express your user experience. Custom apps live in the Z star or Y star namespace by convention. They are entirely your responsibility to maintain through upgrades, and they receive no automatic patching from SAP. Let me drill into stability contracts because they are the guardrails that keep extensions safe. Every extension point in a Fiori app has a contract level. Contract level 1, labeled C1, means SAP guarantees backward compatibility. Your extension will survive an upgrade from S/4HANA 2023 to S/4HANA 2025.
Contract Level 2, labeled C2, means stability within a single release. Your extension is safe through support packs, but may break on a major upgrade. Contract Level 3 means SAP can change or remove the extension point at any time. Before you build any extension, look up the contract level in the Fiori Apps reference library. If you are extending a C3 point, document the risk and plan for remediation on every upgrade.
SAP provides a built-in tool to assess the health of your custom code, the Custom Code Migration app, Fiori App F-5765. This app scans your Z* and Y* objects, identifies deprecated API usage, flags objects that use APIs being removed in the target release, and estimates remediation efforts. The app categorizes findings into 3 buckets: your code will break, should fix, your code works but uses deprecated patterns, and informational, best practice suggestions. Focus on the must-fix category first. A typical S/4HANA upgrade generates between 50 and 500 findings, depending on your custom code volume. Teams that run this app early in the upgrade planning cycle avoid last-minute surprises. Namespace conventions sound mundane, but they prevent collisions that are painful to resolve. The Z* namespace is the standard customer namespace. All custom objects should start with Z. The Y* namespace is reserved for custom objects that may be temporary or experimental. Within Z*, establish a prefix convention, Z followed by a 2-letter module abbreviation followed by an underscore. For example, ZMM underscore for materials management, ZFI underscore for finance. This makes it immediately clear which functional area owns the object. For Fiori apps specifically, register your custom apps in the app index with a unique semantic object and action. This ensures they appear correctly in the Launchpad and do not collide with SAP-delivered navigation targets. Here is your decision framework. When a new requirement arrives, ask 3 questions in order. First, can I achieve this with Adapt UI, annotations, or an app variant? If yes, stop there. You are in the safest layer. Second, can I achieve this with a controller extension, a BADI, or a custom CDS view at contract level 1 or 2? If yes, build the extension and document the contract level. Third, only if neither works, build a custom app using Fiori elements over Freestyle whenever possible. Register it in the Z* namespace with a clear module prefix. And regardless of which layer you choose, run the Custom Code Migration app before every upgrade to catch issues early. Following this hierarchy will cut your upgrade costs, reduce your maintenance burden, and keep your Fiori landscape sustainable for years to come.